One of the best ways to learn English and improve your vocabulary is by watching English television series and films. And today I have a clip from a very famous English television series, Peep Show, and we are going to be using it to learn some advanced English vocabulary and English idioms. The series Peep Show is a very popular English comedy series, and it follows the lives of two roommates, Jeremy and Mark. Now, before we check out this clip, let me explain what has happened so far. Jeremy has been complaining to Mark a lot. He's been complaining that his life is out of control, and he wants therapy because he thinks it will help him get his life back on track. Now, Mark, wanting to help his roommate, but also wanting to stop the complaints, has decided to give £500 to Jeremy so that Jeremy can go to therapy. Jeremy has said that he's been going to therapy, but he hasn't. He's actually been spending the money at Indian restaurants. Now, Mark finally discovers this and sets a trap for Jeremy. Let's jump into the episode and see how exactly this plays out. This man in the suit is Mark, and he has just realised that Jeremy is eating a curry instead of being at therapy. Now, let's see what Mark thinks to himself.
Hang on, this is prime therapy time.
Hang on, this is prime therapy time. Hang on means wait a moment. Prime therapy time. Prime time means the ideal or optimal time for something. For example, primetime television is television shown at the best time, which is normally 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. after you've had dinner and all your family sit around watching the television. That's primetime television. And so he's saying now is prime therapy time, the best time or the ideal time or the proper time to go to therapy. But instead, Jeremy is, of course, eating curry.
Oh, I get it. The lady doth eat bargee too much, methinks.
The lady doth eat bargee too much, methinks. This is a phrase from Shakespeare's Hamlet that he has adapted. So the original is the lady doth protest much, methinks. Or the lady doth protest too much, methinks. But he's changed it to the lady doth eat bargee too much, methinks.
I've seen behind the curtain.
I've seen behind the curtain. Which means I've seen the secrets that you normally hide from other people. Behind the curtain. Imagine you're watching a magician's show and you look behind the curtain, you can see how he does the magic. Just like this, Mark has seen the secret that Jeremy has been hiding from him.
Ahoy there, moral high ground. He's wasting 500 of my pounds and it feels fantastic.
Ahoy there, moral high ground. Let's break this down. Ahoy is normally used when people on a ship see land for the first time. Ahoy or land ahoy. Wow, there's land. He also says moral high ground. What it really means is you have a higher position than someone else because you have done morally good things and they have done morally bad things. In this situation, Mark feels higher than Jeremy because Mark isn't lying, he's not cheating, but Jeremy is lying. He's lying to Mark. He's spending the money in a way he shouldn't be. So Mark feels like he has a higher position. He feels like a better person. He has the moral high ground. I am going to be in that better position soon. I'm going to become a better person than this other person because I am in the good and he is in the wrong.
Hi, Jez. How was your session?
Oh, good. Amazing.
So he asked, how was your session? Normally we talk about therapy sessions and not therapy lessons or therapy classes. It's normally a therapy session.
Reckon I'll be cured soon.
Cured? Did they use that phrase?
Jeremy says, reckon I'll be cured soon. Two things to note here. Jeremy removes the pronoun I. He doesn't say, I reckon I'll be cured soon. He just says, reckon I'll be cured soon. This is a very common thing, especially in spoken English. Now, is it grammatically correct? No. Is it common for people to drop the pronoun, especially I? Yes. So be aware when you are listening to native speakers, this might happen. The second thing, Jeremy says the word cured. Now, a therapist might not say that their patient is cured. After all, they're not trying to remove or cure a disease. In fact, they're just trying to make the patient feel more comfortable with the life they are living. So cured is an interesting word here. And it gives Mark a hint that Jeremy hasn't been going to these therapy sessions because they probably wouldn't use the word cured. Let's continue.
I don't really want to go into it, but we hit upon a lot of key issues.
We hit up on a lot of key issues. To hit up on means to kind of touch or bring up, right? We talked about a lot of key issues.
We hit upon a lot of key issues. Me and Dr. Bargy.
He says, me and Dr. Bargy, making a mental joke that he and his therapist, the Bargy, the onion Bargy, which is a type of food in Indian cuisine, had a therapy session together. Of course, this isn't the case. He was eating a curry. But one thing I want to bring up is the fact that he says, me and Dr. Bargy. He doesn't say Dr. Bargy and I. Now, most of you will know that it's grammatically incorrect to say me and someone. You must say someone and I, but it is very common in casual conversation to do this. Already we've had 2 grammar rule breaks said in one conversation. I wonder if there'll be more. You'll have to wait and find out. Let's keep watching.
Well, they certainly cost a pretty penny, so I imagine they must know what they're talking about.
They certainly cost a pretty penny. Pretty penny means a lot of money. So it's an idiom. He's saying therapy sessions cost a lot of money, so they must know what they're talking about. They must know about their subject.
I guess you won't have had the chance to get anything to eat.
Oh, no, that's right.
I thought so. So I've got us both a lovely big curry as a treat.
As a treat. Very common word in British English especially. A treat is something nice, like a present. Maybe to yourself, maybe to another person. A treat. A special occasion.
Oh, good.
Come on, sit down. Tuck in. There's barges.
Tuck in. Tuck in means eat up. It's a bit like bon appetit.
He fucking me? How would he know?
Is he fucking me? Right? Now, you might think it means something sexual, but it could also mean, is he playing with me? Is he messing with me? Jeremy is starting to understand that this curry may have another meaning. Let's continue.
Balti tiger prawn. Vegetable korma. I thought I'd really push the boat out.
I thought I'd really push the boat out. Push the boat out means to spend some money, to do something a bit more than you would normally do. To push the boat out.
So, are they any particular school, your therapist, Jez? I'm interested.
Oh, you know, a mixture.
Here we can see Mark asking, where did his therapist go to school? What kind of training did his therapist have? And of course, Jeremy doesn't know, so he just says, a mixture.
That is interesting. Have some of the lamb pasanda. It's incredibly rich and creamy.
Incredibly rich and creamy. He's talking about the food here, the lamb pasanda. He says it's creamy and rich. Something that is rich has a lot of deep flavour, almost like it's slightly intense flavour.
You're such a bastard.
I've bought you a lovely curry. What's wrong with that?
You know, don't you? You know exactly what's wrong with it.
Have a listen. There are a lot of glottal T's here, especially from Jeremy. You know, don't you?
You know, don't you?
When people are speaking quickly, especially people like Jeremy here, they might use a lot of glottal T's.
You know exactly what's wrong with it.
No. Just tell me. Just say it and it'll all be fine. No more curry, no more problem.
I'm not saying it.
Then eat up.
So he says, eat up, right? What's the difference between tuck in and eat up? Well, eat up here is a little bit more intense. It's a bit more of a command. Tuck in is a bit more gentle and graceful. Eat up might be something that grandmother says, come on, eat up. You need to eat lots of food. So it's starting to get a little bit more intense between the two of them.
Oh, I didn't go to the therapist. I had onion barges instead.
So now Jeremy breaks under the pressure and he admits he didn't go to the therapist. He had onion barges instead. Onion barges, once again, a type of food.
I pissed it up the wall just like I piss everything up the wall.
I pissed it up the wall means I ruined it. I messed it up. I made a mistake. I screwed up. Very interesting idiom.
Happy now?
Yes, I am happy now.
I need help. I need therapy.
He needs help. He needs therapy. Very ironic coming from someone who had the chance to go to therapy, but didn't. So that is how to learn English by watching television series and films. You need to be an active learner, actively listening for new vocabulary and making notes. But where can you record all the new vocabulary that you learn by actively watching English TV shows and films? Well, you could write it down in a vocabulary journal, but you're probably going to forget it. Vocabulary journals are annoying to carry around and they don't track your progress very well. Instead, I recommend putting all of your new vocabulary into Vocadex. Vocadex is an app that helps you stop forgetting English vocabulary. It uses special learning techniques like spaced repetition to help you avoid freezing in your conversations. Finally, you can collect, track, and train all of your vocabulary. There are no limits when using Vocadex. So why don't you try it out the next time you're learning English by watching TV shows and films? Write down the new words you learn in your Vocadex app. I've been Ash. This has been Learning English with Vocadex, and you have been an amazing English learner. Now, remember to stay active when learning English, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.